Hello everyone, and welcome back to another little fun commentary. I just wanted to talk about this because it kind of came to my head, and I was like, hey, that'd be an interesting thing to discuss. Something, just a little bit of an opinion of mine. Again, before I even get into this, I just want to say that this is my opinion. You can feel free to have a differing opinion. You can feel free to disagree with my opinion. That being said, today I want to talk about why I firmly believe that no season in Chapter 3 is going to come close to the absolute brilliance of Chapter 3 Season 1. Now, I've gotten a few people that have disagreed with me on this topic, and that's okay. You know, you're allowed to disagree with me on that, but a lot of them have stated that they enjoyed Chapter 2 Season 1 as opposed to Chapter 3 Season 1. So I want to start there. I want to start out discussing why that's so fucking wrong, okay? Again, no callouts to anybody. You're allowed to have your own opinions. It is just a game at the end of the day, but I like to talk about it. So that's that. So let's first talk about just the absolute fun that I've had in that season and why that season was so fucking amazing. I want to take it back to Chapter 2 Season 1. I will say the hype surrounding Chapter 2 Season 1 was so much better than the hype surrounding Chapter 3 Season 1. Like I do think that Chapter 3 Season 1 had like a bigger influx of players at the start rather than Chapter 2 that actually stuck around and stayed with the game. And you can still see that to this day, even if it's gone down just a little bit. But let's talk about this. So Chapter 2 Season 1, this was a pretty big deal. We were getting a new map, we were getting basically what felt like an entirely new game. We had a new HUD, new mechanics, we had swimming, fishing, and again, like a new map. I don't think the Chapter 2 map was bad per se. I don't think any of the maps from any chapter are necessarily bad, but I do have to say that it definitely was the weakest one. A lot of it was just grass. There was not any interesting, unique and differing biomes on that map. And when we did get biomes, they usually left after one season, which, that kind of stung a little bit. Even if we had, I don't know, let's say we had Season 5, right, which was like a desert biome. Let's say that stuck around for just, a little more than one season. Even just 2 seasons, that would have been nicer than nothing, But no, we had to get Primal right after it, which was the shittiest season of all time. But you already know about that. We're not going to get to that. We're talking about Season 1 here. Chapter 2 Season 1 started. We had some pretty basic weapons to start, and a lot of people liked that. I know for a few weeks I was like, yeah, this is kind of nice. We just have these basic weapons, this basic gameplay. Kind of feels like the OG Fortnite, Chapter 1 Season 1. We had just very bare bones weapons, but then after a while, you would think, okay, let's see, we're going to be getting some new weapons here soon, right? And then they put the harpoon gun in the game and did nothing for 5 months, and that was the big issue. Sure, we had some cool updates. I think that the Winterfest update was absolutely phenomenal. We had some cool little locations around the map, and I thought that was a great update. I loved getting all the free rewards from that update, and I did like the lightsabers back then as opposed to how they are now. But if I'm just being real here, that was not going to stay in the game. That was only going to be in the game for 2 weeks, and then poof, all of it gone. Back to square one. And that was the problem with Chapter 2 Season 1. We had nothing for months, with Epic Games promising to us that Season 2 would be one of the best seasons ever, and I do think that it did live up to that name, or that claim, I should say. Other than that, though, I don't think Season 1 was that good. I feel like the last 3 months were basically just everyone wanting Season 2. Season 2 was supposed to come out in January, and then got pushed back to February. Do I want to say understandably so? Yeah. Because, they were developing on a new engine, and there was just a lot of stuff going into Season 2 that Epic Games had to work on. And I do think Season 2 ended up being a good season. Definitely better than Season 1 by a long shot. But if I also gotta be honest here, that season was pretty long as well. Mostly due to the pandemic at the time, and other factors that I'm not personally going to talk about. But you know, I just feel like season 1 fell short in the fact that we got like zero content. And if I'm being real here, the battle pass wasn't that good either. I mean, you know, we had some good skins in it. I really like 8-Ball and Cameo versus Jeek, and as well as what's his face, Fusion. Fusion was pretty good. But even then, I don't really run a lot of the skins from that battle pass that often. While yes, I absolutely love 8-Ball versus Scratch and, like I said, Cameo, the rest of them just kind of fell short. They were really basic and bare bones, other than Ripley versus Sludge, which again, I never really run. Just that battle pass was not that good. Now let's take a look at Chapter 3, Season 1. Alright, we get a new map. The island basically like flips over, and that's like the whole theme, like, oh hey, this new world was just uncovered, and look at all these new POIs, and look at how unique it is. Yeah, you know, I could see why you would think that this like opening was not as good as Chapter 2, because Chapter 2 was literally just like, alright, new world, throw you in, have fun. You know, it was like, discover it on your own, do your own thing. I get that. But if I'm also being real here, I like how they introduced it using the lore instead of just throwing us in blindly. You know, a lot of people were like, "Oh, the lore, it's taken over. It's taking over," and I don't like that. I personally am okay with it. I like the introduction to Chapter 3 a lot more than Chapter 2, in the sense that it was much more cinematic. It was more like thematic, as opposed to literally just tossing you into the fucking new map and hoping for the best, you know? But that's just how I personally feel. Now I also want to talk about the battle pass. This battle pass is so much better. I'm gonna just be real with you guys. It's so much better. I think the worst skin in it is probably either Shanta or Lieutenant John Llama, but I'm not gonna say that any of them are bad because I think they're all pretty good. The Shanta quests were fucking horrible. I'm not gonna try and deny that. The Shanta quests were miserable to complete, yet I still did them because I am just that guy that likes doing quests. So yeah, I think Shanta overall is a good skin. I'm not going to say she's bad, I just think that she is good. She is clean. Ronin is just Vendetta, but different, and I like Ronin, so that's pretty cool. I don't really run him a lot, but I do think that he's pretty good. Lieutenant John Llama is very unique. We've had a few Llama skins in the past that kind of felt Llama-ish, but this one's definitely the best one if you're looking for, like, you know, using an actual llama themed skin. You know, that's a very Fortnite thing. I think Haven is really unique. I really like Haven, actually. Haven's probably one of the better skins in this battle pass, for sure. Gumbo is funny. That's just my opinion. Gumbo is a very funny looking individual. He kind of reminds me of Googymon a lot, but that's just my impression of him. I know Joseph really likes this skin. Joe, the Joe man, the J man. And yeah, he's not bad. Harlow is probably my second favorite skin in this battle pass. Again, Harlow is very good. She is very good. And then of course there's Spider-Man, but you know, Spider-Man was kind of predicted and he was kind of rumored for a long time, which I think also increased my hype for the season because, you know, we got the web slingers, which were really cool. And yeah, Spider-Man was pretty cool. I didn't really like Daily Bugle that much, though. I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like it should be out of the game, but it should be changing here soon, so thank God. And then, of course, we had the Foundation, my favorite secret skin ever. Just flat out ever. Now, I also want to talk about the gameplay this season as opposed to Season 1 of Chapter 2. We had an entirely different loot pool in this season. First of all, we got introduced to red dots, which in my opinion now might be like, oh, they're OP, I don't like them. But back then, it was so new and like so wild, we didn't even know that it was going to be in the game. And so when we saw it for the first time, we were like, whoa, this is crazy. And that feeling just felt so good. And then we had like an entirely new loot pool with like new weapons, with just different like looks and feels to them. You know, we had the Striker Pump, the Auto Shotgun, the Stinger SMG, the Hunter Bolt Action Sniper Rifle. A lot of that stuff, while the SMGs were very powerful in that season, you were honestly better off carrying 2 Stingers than a shotgun and a Stinger. You know, I still enjoyed that season thoroughly. I think that all of the weapons were just super fun, and not only that, but we had 2 new POIs in this season. Now, Season 3, we've also had 2 new POIs, but if I'm going to be honest, they don't really feel that good to run around in, and they don't really feel that special. Season 1, we had Tilted Towers, returning to the game, which was fucking huge. Tilted Towers is one of the most, if not the most iconic POI in Fortnite history. And we got Command Cavern, or Covert Cavern, or whatever it's called. Again, a really good POI. Feels like the grotto. I liked landing there. And it's technically still in the game. It's just called the Rave Cave now, and it's all party themed, and I actually like the Rave Cave. It's pretty cool, but we're not going to get into that. And again, this whole season just everything about it just culminated in this one amazing, like, salad or something or other. I don't know how to describe it. You know, like a chicken Caesar salad. It's like a full meal because it has the chicken in there. And it's just good. It was just so good, you know? Now, I also want to add on to the fact that I said that no season in Chapter 3 will replace the vibes from, like, Chapter 3 Season 1. And I just want to say, the rest of Chapter 3 is kind of looking not that good, if I'm being honest with you. Let's talk about Season 2. I think Season 2 is the worst season we've had so far in Chapter 3. All it really introduced was Zero Build, which, again, I've given my opinion on Zero Build, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but outside of that, Season 2 didn't have that much. Like, yeah, we had the blimps, which were very annoying, but they went down quick. They went down very, very quick. And it felt like there were almost no map changes in that season, other than, like, what's the place that's south of the map? Synapse Station? I like that little area, I'm not gonna lie. But other than that, there really weren't any huge map changes in Season 2. Now, Season 3 has done that a lot better. I'm gonna be real with you. Season 3, map changes have been pretty good. I'm talking, we had the Reality Falls, which is a very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing POI. A lot of people aren't really a fan of, like, the height elevation in that area, but I'm personally okay with it. I don't find it to be much of an issue. So yeah, we got Reality Falls, and then we also have the Rave Cave, like I said, which is basically just a rebranded version of Command Cavern, but in my opinion, better. And then outside of those two POIs, we've also had Logjam Lotus and Shuffled Shrines, which are probably my least favorite things about this season. I don't really like the whole rotating POI concept. It was neat at first, but I feel like it's being overdone, and that's all they're really doing with the map now, is just rotating these POIs, and it feels lazy, it feels lame, and I honestly wish we had something else, something unique, you know? And again, Shuffled Shrines, it's just an Indiana Jones collaboration POI. I don't really see a reason to give a shit about it. That's just how I view it. But yeah, also the weapons haven't really been the best. The unvaults in Season 3 have been okay. I'll be real with you. The combat AR really does fix a lot of things in terms of said loot pool. And I'm going to be honest, the Prime Shotgun is my new favorite shotgun ever. I just absolutely love the fire rate, and I absolutely love using it. It just feels good to use, you know? But other than that, I think the meta is honestly crap right now. No weapons really feel good to use other than the combat and the Prime. You know, if you get stuck with a ranger, you feel like a zombie shooting it, if I'm gonna be real with you. It feels so lame to shoot. And if you get stuck with, I don't know, anything that isn't a combat or a Prime, it just feels boring. Man, it just feels so boring, and that's why I like Season 1, because every weapon felt good to use, because we didn't really understand how they felt. It honestly took me a long time to be like, oh yeah, these weapons are boring, these weapons are not fun. And that's why I liked Season 1, because we were basically just all fucking idiots, and we didn't really understand, or at least I didn't. So yeah, that's why I firmly believe Season 1 is probably gonna just remain the best season of Chapter 3 for me. You know, it might not have had a live event, it might not have had everyone's favorite content ever, but Epic Games really listened to the community during the season. I think the cosmetics were at their peak during this season, if I'm being real with you. Just everything about Season 1 did it for me. And everything about the rest of Chapter 3 is not doing it for me, man. It really is not. Do I think Season 3 is alright? It's just okay. It's just an okay season, if you're asking me. I think the first impressions were better than the actual gameplay. And you know what? That that sucks, man. I think at this point I'd rather have bad first impressions and better shit later on, because I'm just tired of having these shitty loopholes. I really am. I'm truly tired of these shitty ass loopholes and these boring map changes, if I've got to be real with you. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. It's kind of a longer one because I really just wanted to hammer down why I love Season 1 so much and why it will always be in my top 5 best seasons of all time. And yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed this commentary, please subscribe. I was looking at my statistics the other day, and more people that watch my videos are not subscribed, which is just, I don't even know how to feel about it. I guess I know how content creators feel at this point now. And if you like the video, leave a like. It would be greatly appreciated. You know, it would just heavily boost my self-esteem. It would push me to make more content, more quality content. I don't know about quality, actually, just content in general. But I just want to make content to let people, you know, and enjoy it, you know? Whether you like commentaries, whether you like just me playing the game, whether you like me just, I don't know, suffering on Mario Kart Wii or something like that, you know? It would be greatly appreciated if you left a like and subscribed. Again, subscribing, it's completely free. And you can always unsubscribe, you know? It's not like those dumb subscription services where you gotta pay a shit ton a month, you know? Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling here and promoting myself. Have a good day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.